Ready? It's rolling, so whenever you're ready.
Hey, it's Adam here, Double A. Excuse my voice, I'm kind of under the weather, but I'm here working. So, I'm sure you guys are wondering what happened with Clint's motor. You know, he was kind of vague. We wanted to tear it down and figure out what really went on before we jumped to conclusions. We found, first and foremost, popped the oil pan off. Found that. That's not good. Clint reviewed some of the video, and he was, you know, zoomed in on the gauges, and you know, he went a little low on oil pressure. Not a little, a lot. You know, 10 pounds at whatever RPM he's at on track, and you know, high RPM. So I suspected oil slosh when I heard that, and then when I checked out the car, I was like, yeah, well, it definitely sounds like something's going on with the block. Rotating assembly. So yeah, chucked the main rod cap, sheared the bolts right off, broke a piston, number 2, and then it did a number on the sleeve. On the inside, this block is trashed. So we already had some fixes in mind and some provisions to keep this from happening again, but really wasn't expecting this much damage. So oil control is key. We are planning to add a Tomei oil baffle, which is heavily baffled to keep oil in the pan. What happened is when you pull big G's on these Subarus, i.e. when he added, you know, when Clint added the sticky tires, you pull more G's, you slosh more oil. What I mean by sloshing oil is pushing oil out, sloshing oil out of the pan, which means it's either going in the cylinder head, and if it's already in the cylinder head, it's gonna work its way out of the valve cover, like what happened with Clint's. It actually filled his IAG AOS completely full of oil, and when you're displacing that much oil on the racetrack and you're hard on the car, you know, and your foot's in the throttle, bad shit happens. So keeping oil in the pan is the biggest thing. We're also adding a kilobeat oil control valve, which will further help the oil from pushing out of the valve covers. That's what that piece is meant to do. And as well as a kilobeat oil pan, we're adding in there as well. So that is probably the ultimate wet sump style that I can think of. Next step is the dry sump, and it's not, dry sumps really aren't very streetable. I mean, I'm sure you can make it work, but for Clint's purposes, I think this is the best way to go. But there's the update on what happened. There, you know, Clint definitely was on a mission, so can't say he wasn't trying. And you know, you got to pay to play. All the other rod bearings, when we tore down the crank, actually looked really good. Bearing clearances checked out, just starved the engine of oil, and you know, when you starve it, that's what happens. So just to, you know, live and learn. We're only human, we make mistakes, and the only thing to do is build it bigger and better.